He's one man, one superhero. In fact, in all our opinion polls across the country, he's the single outstanding superstar of India. He has dominated and left every other star of Bollywood way behind. And there's one little secret. There is a young beauty who's got him wrapped around her little finger. And that's Aaradhya. Joining us now is the one and only Amitabh Bachchan. Thank you very much, Amitabh Bachchan, for joining us. And many congratulations. I mean, to be the greatest actor of all time, according to the people right across this country, is phenomenal. Plus, you acted in the greatest film of all time, Sholay. So it's a double achievement. But I just wonder if you're going to use this information and kiss the most beautiful girl on the cheek, Aaradhya, and tell her what you really are, the greatest.
Gosh, Pranay, this is a very overwhelming calculation that your poll has done. I strongly believe that it is in the realm of unbelievability as far as I'm concerned, but
no, it's absolutely true. It is.
Thank you so much. It's been very humbling. It's been very humbling.
Everybody swoons when they see you, but you swoon when you see one person, Aaradhya, right?
Absolutely, yes.
How's she doing?
She's doing fine, thank you, Pranay.
And she's got all the DNA. If I'm around a few years from now and we do another poll, she could be, because she the greatest actor ever, because she's got all the DNA, right?
Well, if you want to put it that way, yes, but just having DNA is not enough. You have to work a lot and
that's right. Yeah.
have to prove your worth.
Right. You know, Amitabh, when we did the Tiger-thon, and you were just amazing, the energy, I just don't know where you get it from, what you eat. But I realized the big difference then between you and me. For me, I'm kind of ek tha tiger. You are still a tiger. How do you manage?
I actually wear a scarf with a tiger emblem on it.
No, yeah, then you have to say spot.
No, but that is just for your benefit, Pranay. I just felt that, you know, because we're both involved in this very noble cause, I'd just give it some recognition. But really, I just feel that if you have work and you have a commitment that you've made, then you just go ahead and do it.
Yep.
Irrespective of what the hours of work are.
Right.
Working hard or in comparison, you know, this isn't really the platform where you can compare how much work you're putting in. I would fret at the amount of work that you have to do or a television station has to do, because I think it's a tremendous job and very difficult. You may feel the same about me because perhaps you're not aware of our profession, but I think that once you get in front of the camera, there is work to do. There is scripts. There are you know, timelines. You just want to go ahead and do it.
And adrenaline flows, right? Adrenaline keeps you going.
Yeah, much like it would in any other profession, actually, Pranay, because I think if you're not loving your job or not liking it, then obviously the energy would never be there.
Okay, you have been described as the thinking woman's crumpet. So I've got Zoya Hassan here who wants to ask you a question.
No. Well, I can just ask a question, which is that, I mean, of course, Sholay is the all-time great...
This will be a very serious question.
No, I said Sholay is an all-time great film. But I think what is often said about Sholay is that it's a complete film. And since then, we've had many wonderful films, some of which, of course, you've been associated with. Would you say that Sholay was a film which was made in a particular moment, in a particular context, and that kind of complete film we've not really had for the past 30 years? Would you agree with that?
Yes, to some extent I would agree with that. There is a time and a moment for an artist, for a movement, for a film, for a particular kind of art, for a particular politics in the country. But yes, Sholay perhaps came at the right time, much like some other films that came at the right time. Sometimes this isn't necessarily true. I'm particularly fond of Guru Dutt's Kagaz Ke Phool, but it didn't seem to have the kind of recognition that it deserved at the time it was released. 40 years, 50 years down the line, we now look back on Kagaz Ke Phool and say, what a fantastic film that was.
True.
But it never got its due. So we're very grateful that, and really thankful that a film like Sholay, which was made at the right time, got its recognition and still continues to get that kind of
number
fame
one
and
across the
recognition,
country.
Is truly.
Fantastic, fantastic. We got Shapon Das Gupta who wants to ask you a question. I'd be a bit wary about his questions.
Mr. Bachchan, you made your mark, and I think everyone recognized you at one time in the 70s as the angry young man. You personified that. What I find something bewildering is that after you, there's been no angry young man left on the screen, although we've got much reason to be angry about. What do you attribute your anger having gelled versus the others not having gelled?
It's Calcutta.
Well, I think that this is a question that I was really not quite aware of during the time when I was making these kind of films. But the writers, Salim Saab and Javed Saab, responsible for constructing this character. And many a times I would ask them what prompted them to do something like this. And they said it was the times that the nation was going through that helped them in designing a character that was perhaps angry at society, angry at what was going on. And as you rightly said, perhaps those times have not repeated themselves. It is quite possible that they're coming back. And hopefully we'll have some writers that will construct roles and stories that portray some of the incidents that happen in the country. Cinema is something that picks things up from everyday life, from society, from what's happening around in the country, in the world, and then makes a wonderful story and puts it into film and releases it. I guess there are more subtle attempts being made to portray that. In the 70s, we never had films talking about politicians. We had films talking about a Thakur who was the evil person, or a dacoit that was an evil person, because that was more prominent. Perhaps talking about politicians and how they conduct themselves, or police officers, and or the system, how it conducts itself. This has become more prominent now thanks to the media and the vast communication facilities that today's generation is exposed to. We never had anything like this in the 70s. We just had a newspaper. But now we have over 400 channels, and we have internet, and we have so many other facilities, which is making people aware of what's going around.
Right. When you say dakus, dacoits, and now politicians, is that a major change? Anyway, I won't, because we've got a politician here, Sudhindra Kulkarni, who wants to ask you a question.
Amitabh ji,
No, yeah.
one more great admirer of yours. Swapan said you were once an angry young man. You are no longer angry, but you are still a young man, most energetic.
Correct, correct.
What do you attribute your serenity to? What has been the influence of your great poet father on what you have been all your life?
Right, right.
Well, I'm so happy that you've asked me this question, because I've always found him to be my greatest inspiration. My only regrets in life have been that I wasn't able to spend the amount of quality time that I needed to spend with him to really understand his philosophy, his poetry, his writing. But the little that I did, I've always found an answer to all my questions, all my fears, all my anxieties with what he had to say and how he conducted his own life. There are so many incidents, but some of them stand out prominently by what he said. Things like man ka ho to acha, na ho to zyada acha. And I could never understand that, and I felt that if things don't work out according to what you wish, how can they be better? And then he said, ye ईश्वर के मन का होता है, इसलिए ईश्वर जो है वो आपके लिए कभी बुरा नहीं सोचेंगे, इसलिए वो ज़्यादा अच्छा है. times of struggle and times of great adversity, when I would go to him and say, Babuji, बड़ा संघर्ष करना पड़ रहा है जीवन में. So he would say कि जब तक जीवन है तब तक संघर्ष है.
Right, right.
So, these were little things that, helped me in trying to overcome those obstacles that I faced in life.
Right. One last thing, thanks very much. That's a very serious question, but actually I have the answer. And I'm going to ask you in a slightly Bengali way. You don't drink, you don't smoke. What is the fun of it? What is the fun of life?
To say that I haven't had a drink or haven't smoked would be entirely wrong. I've had my little moments in my younger years, and particularly so in Kolkata.
Lovely.
Which actually opened me up to all these wonderful... it's difficult to call them vices because they weren't. At that time they were so liberating to us.
Not at all, yes.
But I left all of it, some 30 years ago, and I have never gone back to it. So
okay.
It's fine. It's something that is self-discipline, nothing else.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, Amitabh, thank you very much. Congratulations, and I'll have a drink to you.
Pranay,
I'll have a drink to you. Only one.
Thank you. May I just add just one more thing before you close? I've been rather surprised by the results that you have just enumerated on this wonderful adage of being the greatest actor. I find that a lot of the greats of the southern cinema have been left out. How can we forget Shivaji Ganeshan and,
absolutely.
and Rajkumar from Kannada and, Mammootty and Mohanlal from Kerala.
Right. Absolutely.
Uttam Kumar from Bengal and, the great Akineni from the Telugu cinema.
Absolutely right.
They're unbelievable, icons of talent.
This was the greatest Bombay, Bollywood, Bombay cinema. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right.
Okay.
Thank you very much, and we'll all drink to you. Thank you, God bless you, and may you keep going for another 50 years. Thanks very much indeed.
Oh, gosh. Thank you. Thank you, Pranay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all very much.
India's #1 news app. Just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.